You have been lied to about money. Since you were a child, society has planted a very specific, very dangerous image in your head about what wealth looks like. You think the goal is to become a millionaire. You think you need to make 7 figures a year, drive a Lambo, wear a Rolex, and live in a mansion to be free. Because of this lie, you look at your bank account, you see a few $100s, and you give up. The gap between where you are right now and the million seems impossible. It seems like a mountain you can never climb, so you don't even try. You accept your place in the matrix. But I am here to tell you that you are wrong. The hardest part of wealth is not the million. The hardest part isn't even the first 100,000. The hardest financial battle you will ever fight is the war for the first $10,000. Most people, and I mean the vast majority of the population, will never cross this barrier. They live their entire lives in the danger zone. They live paycheck to paycheck, month after month, year after year. One broken car, one medical bill, one unexpected tax audit, one bad month at work, and they're wiped out completely. They go into debt, they stress out, they recover, and then it happens again. It is a cycle of misery. The system is designed to keep you right there, at zero. The banks, the credit card companies, the advertisers, they all want you at zero. Because at zero, you are profitable for them. You are a slave to the payments. But if you can scrape together just this one amount, $10,000, liquid cash, sitting in your account, the entire game changes. The gravity of poverty stops pulling you down. Hi, I'm Vexo, and on this channel, we don't rely on luck. We use math to escape the rat race. Today, I am going to show you why the first $10,000 is the hardest check you will ever write, why the system is rigged to stop you from getting there, and exactly, step by step, how to break through the barrier. Let's look at why you are stuck. Why is it so incredibly hard to go from zero to $10,000? It comes down to one brutal truth. It is expensive to be poor. When you start from zero, everything in the world is fighting against you. It's simple math. When you have no buffer, you have no ability to absorb mistakes or bad luck. Think about it. You try to save $500. You work hard, you skip the coffee, you work overtime, you feel good. But then life happens. It always happens. Your car tire blows out. That's $200 gone instantly. Your landlord raises the rent. Another 100 gone. You get sick, you miss 2 days of work, and your paycheck is short. You are back to zero. This isn't just bad luck, this is friction. When you have money, a blown tire is an inconvenience. It's annoying, but it does not ruin your life. When you are broke, a blown tire is a tragedy. It ruins your whole month. It forces you to choose between fixing your car and buying food. And what do most people do when these emergencies hit? They don't have the cash, so they use credit cards. They think it's a lifeline, but it's not a lifeline. It's a shovel, and you are digging your own grave. When you have $0, you are forced to borrow. And when you borrow, you pay interest. Let's be real about interest rates. 25% APR on a credit card is not a service fee. It's a tax on poverty. It's a penalty for being broke. Suddenly, you're working for the bank, not for yourself. Every hour you work, the first 20 minutes of that hour goes to pay for the past. You're paying for food you ate last month. You're paying for gas you burned last week. You're paying for a vacation you took 2 years ago. You are constantly looking backwards, never forward. This is called reverse compounding. Instead of your money growing exponentially, your debt grows exponentially. And the banks love this. They charge you overdraft fees when you have no money. Think about how insane that is. They charge you money for not having money. The system loves you when you are at zero, because at zero, you are obedient. You cannot quit your job because you need the paycheck next Friday just to eat. You cannot take a risk. You cannot negotiate a raise. You just have to say yes, keep your head down, and pray nothing else breaks. But then imagine you push through. You sacrifice, you fight, you go to war with your own habits, and you manage to save $10,000. Why is this number so important? Not 5,000, not 50,000. Because $10,000 is the escape velocity. It's the specific point where the problems stop destroying you. When you have $10,000 in the bank and your car breaks down, you don't panic. You don't lose sleep. You write a check, you fix it, you move on. The emergency does not force you to use a credit card. It does not force you to go into debt. You solve the problem with cash and you keep your momentum. For the first time in your life, you're playing defense. You have a shield. And this is the moment you stop paying interest and start earning it. I know what you're thinking. Vexo, earning 4 or 5% interest on $10,000 is only $400 or $500 a year. Who cares? That's not enough to live on. You're missing the point. The point is not the $500. The point is the direction of the flow. For the first time in your life, the wind is at your back, not in your face. The bank is paying you. Your net worth graph stops being a flat line or a downward spiral. It starts to curve up. You have broken the cycle. And let's talk about the psychological shift. This is something nobody talks about, but it's the most important part. When you have $10,000, you walk differently. You sleep differently. You're not desperate. You don't smell like fear. When you are broke, your boss owns you. You have to laugh at his bad jokes. You have to work the weekend if he says so. But when you have $10,000, you have options. If your boss yells at you or asks you to do something unethical or treats you like garbage, you don't have to take it. You know you can survive for 3, 4, maybe 5 months without a job. That gives you power. That gives you the ability to say no. And the ability to say no is the only true freedom.
Charlie Munger, the billionaire partner of Warren Buffett, famously said, "The first $100,000 is the hardest."
He meant it. He said you have to do whatever it takes, eat coupons, walk to work, do anything to get that first lump sum. Because after that, the money starts to multiply itself. But today, with inflation and the cost of living, $10,000 is that first critical step to the 100. So if the math is so obvious, if the freedom is so real, why doesn't everyone do it? Why is everyone broke? Because of the trap of looking rich. Look at your friends, look at social media, look at the people you went to school with. You see them with the new iPhone 16 Pro. You see the leased BMWs and Mercedes. You see the expensive dinners on Friday night posted on Instagram. They look rich. They look successful.
But I'm telling you right now, most of them are failing. They're what I call the broke high earners. Let me give you a real example. Let's take two guys. Let's call them Mark and Dave. They both make the same salary. Mark wants to look rich now. He buys a new iPhone on credit. He leases a brand new car because he thinks he deserves it. He goes out to expensive clubs every weekend to impress girls who don't care about him. Mark looks rich, but Mark has $0 in the bank and $20,000 in debt. He's one missed paycheck away from being homeless. He's a slave to his image. Dave is different. Dave drives a 10-year-old Toyota. He cooks his meals at home. He wears simple clothes. People think Dave is boring, maybe even broke. But Dave has $10,000 invested in the S&P 500. 5 years pass. Mark is still stressed, still paying off the car, still at zero. But Dave's $10,000 has grown. He added to it. Now he has $50,000. He buys a house. He quits the job he hates to start a business. Mark bought status. Dave bought freedom. You have to understand this. Society judges you by what you spend. A capitalist judges you by what you keep. If you drive a nice car, people think you're doing well. But the car is a liability. It takes money out of your pocket every month. Think about the opportunity cost. If you spend $10,000 on a wedding or a luxury vacation or a down payment on a car you can't afford, that money is gone. It's a memory. But if you invest that $10,000 in the market and you leave it alone, in 30 years, without adding another penny, it could be worth over $70,000 or $80,000. Every time you buy something stupid, you're robbing your future self. You're stealing freedom from the future Vexo to pay for a dopamine hit for the present Vexo. You have to stop caring what broke people think about you. You have to be willing to look poor for a while so you can actually be rich later. Drive the old car, wear the simple clothes, cook your meals at home. Be boring. Be invisible. Let your bank account grow in the dark. So how do you actually do it? How do you get that first $10,000 when you're living paycheck to paycheck? You need a war plan. You cannot just try harder. You need a strategy. Step 1. Stop the bleeding. You need to audit your life like a forensic accountant. Look at your bank statement. Really look at it. Where is the money going? The subscriptions you don't use, the food delivery fees, the coffee. It sounds small, but it adds up to hundreds a month. Every dollar you save is a soldier in your army. Do not send your soldiers to die for a brand name t-shirt. Stop buying liabilities. Stop trying to impress people. Step 2. Attack the zero. You cannot save your way to wealth if you're only making minimum wage. You have an income problem. You need to get aggressive. Look around your house right now. If you haven't used something in a year, sell it. Your old guitar, the clothes, the electronics, the furniture, turn it into cash. It's better to have $500 in the bank fighting for your freedom than a pile of junk in the closet collecting dust. Step 3. The side hustle. This is non-negotiable in 2026. Your 9-to-5 job pays your bills. That keeps you alive. But your 6-to-10 job, that builds your freedom. Drive Uber, edit videos, mow lawns, flip items on eBay, write code. I don't care what it is. You need to take that extra money, every single cent of it, and put it directly into your savings account. Do not touch it. Do not celebrate with it. It's going to suck. I'm not going to lie to you. For 6 months or a year, you'll be tired. You'll be working while your friends are partying. You'll be eating rice and beans while they're eating at restaurants. You'll feel lonely. But you have to remember why you're doing this. You're buying your life back. You're building the foundation. Keep pushing. Watch the number grow. 1,000, 3,000, 7,000. It will feel slow at first, but then you'll hit 10,000. And when you hit that number, the pressure disappears. You're safe. You've escaped the trap. Making the next 10,000 will be easier, and the next 10,000 will be even easier. The money starts to pile up. The system expects you to fail. The banks expect you to stay in debt forever. Prove them wrong. Start today. Get to $10,000. Save yourself. I'm Vexo. If this video helped you, destroy the like button and subscribe to escape the matrix. And if you want to know exactly how they robbed you in 1971 to make this even harder, watch this video here. It explains everything. See you there.